Hello and welcome to a quick demonstration of the Senitron RFID solution for retailers. As far as the concept of RFID goes, just to give you a quick RFID 101, instead of using non-RFID labels for your product, you start using RFID labels. The difference between the RFID label is that each one, as it prints out of its RFID printer, in addition to the human readable that prints on it, it programs the part number and a unique serial number into each label. So the technology is designed to count the unique serial numbers. That's why when you're reading items at 1,000 times per second, it never double counts. Each item is counted only once. So this tells you a little bit about the different kinds of the main three components of an RFID solution. It's a handheld RFID, fixed RFID scanners that you could deploy in different areas of your space. And then you have your RFID. These are the most common hardware components. And then that our software drives that hardware. Without the software, the hardware doesn't do anything. So as far as the hand scanner goes, one of the main functions is doing inventory. So I'm going to pull up my screen over here so you can see what I see on my handheld. On the handheld, there is a button on here called our inventory. So when you click on the inventory button, there is an option in here and you just click start or you hold the trigger button and it starts reading items super fast. So within a second, it read 83 items here in my lab. And a typical scenario is you give this to your employee, they walk around up to 1,000 items per second. Once you read that inventory and you click on upload, you select your zone, sales floor, and you click upload. Moments later, that inventory becomes available on your main software dashboard. And these 69,000 pieces were read by a handheld scanner by somebody walking around and reading and uploading this inventory into the dashboard. If I click on that 69,000, it opens up the inventory page. In the inventory page, you can basically see what is the on-hand quantity for each of the items that was counted by the RFID scanner. So this particular item, there's quantity 10. This one is 110. Ultimately, it gives you the inventory count. And then if you click on a specific inventory item number, it shows you the details. Like for this particular item, there's a total of 432 pieces. If I click on that pin right there, it highlights it for me so I could see where it is. So it shows you the inventory, it has mapping, and if I click on the specific serial number, it gives me additional details and I could see the breadcrumb of the movement. So if I had fixed readers, you would see that it came in on this day, it went into the sales floor, and then on this time it went to the backstock. So the most basic functionality of the solution is you quickly reads your inventory, it tracks your inventory, and then ultimately you can push this inventory back to your POS system. So how does that work? As far as the pushing the inventory back, comparing it and pushing it back to your POS, there's a section in the software called Inventory Compare. In the Inventory Compare section, it shows you side by side what RFID counted. So for example, RFID counted 17 of this particular item, and the external software, being your POS, counted 6. So it shows you a side-by-side comparison, and when you're ready to push that inventory count back to your POS, in this example, it's Lightspeed POS, but as you will see on our document, it is compatible with any POS. Integration is not required, but if integration is there, it makes it a little bit less clicks of exporting and importing. So for example, in this case with Lightspeed POS, since there is integration, you can do a quick button that downloads the quantities from Lightspeed into our compare page. So you could see a side-by-side comparison. And then when you're done, you push the button that says sync to Lightspeed, you click continue, and it pushes those quantities into Lightspeed, correcting Lightspeed's quantities. If you don't have integration, then you do import and exports to achieve the same result. So we've done many integrations with a lot of different POSs throughout the years, but every day, all the time, we are accommodating new POS integrations. So either A, we may already have an integration for your POS, or B, you can use it without the integration, or C, you can request us to do an integration for you. In addition to the mapping technology, there is also the proximity finder on the handheld. So I'll show you a quick demo of that. So on the handheld, if you go to the Geiger function and you search for a specific product, as soon as you get close to it, the green bar starts to go up, and you'll get the audio tones, and you know you found a needle in a haystack. So all you need to do is just walk around, and that will help you find an item very, very quickly. So when you're transferring, you do a transfer out, you'll put the product in a specific area, you'll click the start button, it will read X number of items, you will click continue, you will select your destination location, you can input any extra notes, and then click on transfer. If I was in New York and I was receiving that product, I would go to transfer, I would do a transfer in, I would select the same transfer slip, click start, it would read the same items, and then I would click on upload, and that would complete the transfer slip. So these fixed RFID readers that you can deploy outside of your location can be programmed to set off alerts. So for example, if an item is not sold on the POS, as it goes outside, it can set off a theft alert, which could be in the form of an SMS, audio, or email alert, whatever your preference is. In addition to that, our software has a live monitoring screen that looks like this. I'll show you this, where you can have a tablet or a screen open, and as soon as an item goes out the door, kind of like an x-ray machine, it pops up and it says widget D went out the door from the front exit. RFID scanners for your POS purposes to make it fast to scan items into the POS, which additionally, it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. It's also whitelisting it, so as it goes out the door, it doesn't set off an alert at the exit sensor. You can have an RFID reader on your sales floor, backstock, warehouse 1, warehouse 2. As these items move from one zone to another zone, it logs it for you and it gives you the breadcrumbs of those movements. Our solution has a function called scan and print. The scan and print option allows you to barcode scan any existing barcode on a product, and it spits out an equivalent RFID label that they just slap on. So you give this gun and an RFID printer that's on Wi-Fi to one of your employees, and you just tell them to barcode scan, it spits out an RFID label, they slap it on, and they do the next one. And very quickly, you can tag up your existing inventory. We have a lot of different printing accommodation methods in our software. You can do bulk printing, purchase order printing, you name it. There's a lot of different options that we have in our arsenal of RFID printing. It can do barcode inventory and RFID inventory. So let's say you have bins of items that you do not want an RFID label. We support that as well. With the handheld, you can scan what is called a shelf tag with a barcode, and it pops up and it says, what is the on-hand quantity? And you confirm it, and that gets saved into the system as a non-RFID type item. Feature where you can print an RFID label that represents quantity of 100, for example, and you put that on the box, and when you count that with the handheld scanner, it reflects as quantity 100, and it gives you the option to split and merge boxes. And if, for example, if you take 5 items out, it deducts the quantity on the 100, and then it can print 5 labels for the eaches that you took out. So it supports splitting and merging. Mapping technology possible with handheld scanners. So we have a feature called marker tags, where we print approximately 100 sequentially numbered labels. It's the same labels that you put on your inventory, but we just print them with sequential numbers, and we ask you to place those around different areas of your retail store, hidden underneath shelves and other areas. Basically, what that does is that if somebody goes to scan in the inventory in an area, using the process of association, it highlights for you and it shows that this particular item, I'm going to click on that one, was between marker tag 51 and 52. So it shows you that it's between these two marker tags. So that's another great feature of our software. And that pretty much concludes the demonstration and reviewing the catalog with you and showing you everything step by step. Please reach out if you have any additional questions. Our motto is we make RFID easy. We have more advanced versions of our software for warehousing, distribution, and manufacturing. So please ask us about those versions of the software if you're interested. We look forward to working with you. Thank you.